Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Just another day to learn new things and improve ourselves. So let's go. Today I'm going to show you how to reference source modules that have the source dimension that's the child, where you are working in the target module that has a parent, or vice versa. This might sound complicated at first, but as we go through the lesson, you will find it very easy and it will help you become faster when implementing different user stories. So let's get started. If you don't already understand how hierarchies work in Anaplan, you might want to go back to Academy Level 1 and try to understand them. Or let me give you a quick view of how the hierarchies work. So as you can see, I have this in a hierarchy. And so S1 department, that's the highest hierarchy, meaning both of these are children to departments. So major is the child of departments, and then students are children to majors. So let's go to the modules and I'll show you an example. So let's say, as you can see here, we have student weekly hours and there is S3 students dimension. So we want to forecast by major only, and as you can see, we can come here and see majors, but we don't want to forecast by students at all. So we're going to create a new module with the dimension of major, and we're gonna call it student major weekly hours, and we're going to have major as a dimension is to major, and we're going to have a line item called weekly hours by major. Okay, so we're going to write a formula here. This is the easiest one when a child dimension is in the source module. So we're going to, let's double click here first. We're going to reference weekly hours directly, and we're going to add or actually multiply by 1 plus the estimate that we want to put on hours. So we're gonna reference the percent growth of hours that we want to forecast, and as you can see, it's 0 everywhere, and this might happen to you at one point or the other, and this usually happens when you don't have the sum in the source as a summary method. As you can see, we are having accounting major, business administration is blank. So we're going to go to the blueprint view and set this as sum. It's best practice to only set summary methods only when needed, or else you're gonna end up wasting model workspace, which it get charged to your workspace account if you use so much of it. So it's best that you don't use so much of it and try to save as much as possible. So if we go to Calc 2, as you can see, we are having numbers, and if you go to the source, you can see accounting is 18, and if you come here, you will see accounting is 18 for January. Yeah, so it looks good. And one thing we need to check though is the growth percentage. Let's say that for January, we estimating the growth of like 50%, 9 hours addition. So if we go to Calc 02, you can see 9 went up, it went to 27. So this is typically an analyst input, but I just wanted to show you how to do it. If they want to forecast just by the measure, they can input the values in any of these, and this will just apply to yeah, it will just, in this case, it's going to just apply to all the measures here. Now, if you wanted it to be able to apply different percentage to each measure, you will have to come here and add the measure dimension, just in case. But this case, we'll keep it like this. Every time you put 50%, or an analyst put 50%, it will just apply to all measures. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to part 2, where the source, so the source is going to have a parent, and we're going to create a module where the target module has a child dimension. And so let's use a different source. We're going to create another module, and we're going to name it Calc 03. We're going to call it student. Yeah, we're going to call it student expenses, and we're going to say the student is the dimension. Let's move this up, and we're going to say operating expenses. Okay, now over here, as you can see, our source is this, and our source is having S1 departments, and our target is having S3 students. So we're going to have to reference it. We're going to reference the source, but this is what confuses a lot of people. We're going to use a lookup here, and as you can see, the target, when we use a lookup, target, which is Calc 3, it has S3 students. So target and mapping module have to have the same dimension. So we're going to student details as a dimension. And then the mapping line item on the other hand, which is over here, departments, is the mapping line item. As you can see, the mapping line item has to always, the formatting, that is, the formatting S1 department of the mapping line item has to always be the same dimension, which is S1 department, as the source dimension. So let's click apply, and once we get out of blueprint view, as you can see, it's showing the right numbers. Every time you go to like the student and you check, okay, Jack Lee is in business. When we go to the source in business, it's $100,000, and over here we're gonna see that Jack Lee, it's $100,000. So that's how you do it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you later. Bye.